Hey everyone, Nam here. As I said, I'd be doing videos on unsolved mysteries cases from the show, ones that intrigue me, and also for longtime fans that like to talk about the cases, and just get other people's input and everything like that, and discuss and everything like that. This video will be about the Keith Warren case, and to start off, it's Keith's body back in July 1986 was found to be hanging from a tree. Initially, his family accepted the ruling of suicide, but then strange occurrences over time made them question and want the case to be reopened. But the first red flag, though, was the fact that his body was immediately taken down, transferred to the morgue, immediately embalmed, and I think more or less then called his mom and said, "Yeah, your son is dead and committed suicide." And like I said, they initially accepted that report, but then things really started to change, especially 6 years after his death, and it was on his what would have been his 25th birthday. His mother received a manila envelope, and in that envelope were the photos of her son hanging from the tree. Now, the red flag there immediately was the way he was hanging. That tree could have not supported him to be able to hang himself, and not to be insensitive, but it wouldn't have been able to hang him and kill himself successfully. Like I said, I apologize if I come off insensitive there. Just trying to, make my point. And the reason being, though, is the tree was not sturdy enough. It was tied down, or from with a rope and everything like that. You could just tell by I will leave a link in the description to those photos, and you can view and see yourself that there's no way that this was a suicide. But I do warn you that the videos or the pictures are graphic, so be cautious and view at your own risk. Uh, and also those excuse me, I said videos again, but those pictures, if you click on them, they'll redirect you to a blog, which is, I believe, is ran by his sister. There's also a Facebook page, and that's ran by his sister, I believe, too. And then there's another Keith Warren Justice for Keith Warren website. I think that's also ran by his sister. I'll leave a link to everything below. And before I get any further off track, in a way, there's also still ABC News stories about the Keith Warren case. So I'll leave a link in the description of the video below as well. And because I'm going to go back and review and refresh my memory again with this, because they took down the cases on Unsolved Mysteries, and that's what I like to watch. But like I said, I digress, and I'm going to get back to the case here with Keith Warren. And it was started with the photos. Another thing that was a red flag was the clothes that he was wearing, and he did not wear them, and the shoes as well. So that struck his mother as kind of odd, and his sister as well too. So that's when she decided to really started to get on Montgomery County Police up in Maryland, to reopen this, because she did not think this was a suicide. Things just didn't add up with all the way the pictures had proven. There's just no way that he hung himself, and that these weren't his clothes. Something was fishy. They needed to look into this. They said no, it's a suicide. They just kept ignoring her and pushing her, away, and just ignoring anything she said. So she hired her own, I believe, like a forensic scientist, did his own uh, investigation or autopsy, and I believe he found drugs in Keith's body. Now, the significance of that would be is if there was drugs in his body, how would he been able to cope, and been able to do all that tying down with the rope and the way the tree was, and then hang himself and then commit suicide that way. Uh, Now, the thing with the drugs is there's a couple theories to that, from what I understand. One is, well, he might have been involved or indirectly involved, the drug trade gone bad or something along those lines, and the other parties involved were worried he might speak and tell people, so they immediately got rid of him by killing him, and then trying to make it look like a suicide by setting it up. Yeah, by setting it up, and so they could cover their tracks. And before I get back to that, there was note and with a manila envelope his mother had received, and it was regarding a friend or a peer named Mark Finley, and it said, "Don't worry, Mark Finley is next." Now, according to his sister, she remembered that one time, like in junior high, that both Mark and Keith were in a fight. Other than that, they really had no contact with each other. So I'm not sure. I guess I might have to retake that the word friend back, but a peer and an acquaintance at least, I guess, from what I can understand and see. And then not too much long later, he was killed while riding his bicycle. A vehicle struck him, and he, fell off the bike. And when he made contact with the ground and everything like that, it was a real high force and everything like that, and he was killed instantly. So that's really suspicious. And I don't know if it was him or if it was someone else. A couple of days prior to Keith's death, went up, drove to saw one of Keith's friends, and they were real eager and wanted to know where Keith was. They were asking him, "Man, I really need to talk to him," and everything like that. And the friend of Keith, though, was kind of struck odd by that, because he said, and I'm just saying verbatim, that Keith, even though Keith was a black man himself, didn't associate himself much with other black people, and his own girlfriend was white as well. So there's also possible motives that this was racially uh, a racial motive behind this, that. And getting back to more of the hanging and everything like that, there's also a possibility that maybe he was just with friends, and then he died by an accidental overdose, and they panicked, and then they therefore hung him from a tree. But I really don't think that was the case, because then you had Mark Finley then all of a sudden dead out of nowhere as well, and especially because Keith Warren's mother receiving that note that, "Don't worry, Mark Finley's next." Um, there's a thing I want to question too, is like there's in one of the photos there's someone in the background. The police said it was nothing to be questioning. It was just someone that came afterwards with them or something. But there was no official statements taken or anything like that by the police. And the theory I always found that I want to put with that is that there's always that theory that someone who commits a crime, they will always go back to see and view the chaos and all the ruckus that they create, and the havoc that they cause, and they wear it like a stash or like a badge of honor, because they committed this crime, and other people are noticing it, and then they're in the back shadow, observing everything that's going on. So that just struck me as odd. Maybe that could have been his killer. um, but again, with the police, they're supposedly with the drug cover up, that that the police was involved as well with this drug trade, and uh, both Mark Finley and Keith Warren were caught in misfire and in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they supposedly, with popular theory, it's been said that they were then taken out so they wouldn't speak of it, and no one would know of this drug thing going on, so no one would know of it. But there's there's just too much evidence and things that just don't add up to make this just to be a suicide. Because like I said, with the pictures, I'll leave a link in the description again, and I caution you to if you do view them, because they are graphic. But you could tell there's just no way that he would have been able to hang himself the way his body's because his body's like bent. It's not like straight, it's at an angle. So there's just no way it would have caused him to like that choke, or to cause for him to stop breathing. And you'll be able to see that. Now, like again, I'll leave a link to everything like that, with the ABC News story, the blog, the Facebook page, and everything like that. I'm gonna try to refresh my mind and memory on this case, because it's one that's always intrigued me. Uh, Unfortunately, Keith Warren's mother, she had made it her goal. Well, before I say unfortunately, she had made it her goal to make sure she found out the truth of what really happened to her son. But unfortunately, she passed away in 2009. But his sister has now taken, action and continues to fight and to find the truth and get justice for her brother Keith. Um, it's a very sad case, and a lot of questions that that need to be answered, obviously, because things just don't add up with this. But like I said, I'm going to go back and read more about it, especially because Unsolved Mysteries cases. A lot of people comment and give their theories, but now we don't have that anymore, and you don't get other different looks and and outlook on things because of getting other ideas. But we can still keep justice. We can still fight for justice, keep this going alive, and as well for any other cases that I will be talking about. Uh, you know, but with all that said, like I said, I'll leave a link to everything in the description. And that said, I'm Nam, and until next time, see ya.